right, Rabbi Yisai, Shalom Aleichem. I'm very proud to have Reb Aaron Dukes here in our shul in Mochen Leira office and premises, and I want to share this week. This week's parsha with Reb Aaron. This week's parsha is Parshas Kiseitze. Kiseitze is all the Mechama against the Yetzer Hara. What you got to do, what short lessons you can learn from the Parshas Kiseitze, preparing for Rosh Hashanah. I did see a vart about a different parsha. You know, the pasuk says that the Eretz Yisrael, Eine Hashem Elokecha, Mereishis Hashana ad Achas Shana. The Rebbe would always quote it. The Eibishter's eyes are watching over Eretz Yisrael from beginning of the year to the end of the year. But it's interesting to note, Mereishis Hashana and Achas Shana, from the beginning of the year, and the end it says Achas Shana. So I saw a Musa Sefer says that when a person is preparing for the year, in the beginning of the year, you're all excited. Wow, you're hoping for the best. And by the time the end of the year, that's the Hashana. Oh, I'm waiting for that great year. And by the time the end of the year happens, you see, it's another year in the calendar. Don't let this happen now. All the people who are preparing to go to schools and schools are starting now. Yeshivas are starting. Don't make sure that the Hashana this year will be the biggest and the best, and don't let it just be another year. So I want to share two lessons in chinuch from this week's parsha. There's a story from Rabbi Akiva Eiger that Rabbi Akiva Eiger, the great Rabbi Akiva Eiger, once went to Varsha, and he was looking around for a long lost relative that he had, and he was a simpleton. And the Rabbi Akiva Eiger students say to Rabbi Akiva Eiger, Rebbe, you're this great Torah scholar. You're not allowed to waste time for anything. He's a simpleton. You spent so much time looking after this simple guy. So Rabbi Akiva Eiger said, you know, in this week's parsha it says the mitzvah of Hashavas Aveda. And Hashavas Aveda, the parsha says you have to give it back. V'salamta mehem. Sometimes Gemara Darshan. Sometimes if sepasnish, you're an honorable person to go in these dirty places to find or a kohen b'beis hakvaros. There are times you're allowed to ignore the fact that it's a lost item. But there's a pasuk that says you're not allowed to ignore. It says, Mipsarcha al tesalam. Somebody who's part of your family, somebody who's close to you, you're not allowed to ignore. So each one of us knows that there are people around us in school, in yeshivas, that need help, and consider him one of your own, and al tesalam. Don't overlook him, try to help whatever you could. Another beautiful lesson in chinuch on this week's parsha is the mitzvah of the Isser of Leisachresh. You're not allowed to plow in the field a shur and a chamer together, a donkey and an ox together. There are different reasons. The chinuch says you can't plow with a donkey and an ox together because their nature is different. And when you're pairing things up together, animals together, you have to pair up animals that act alike. So it shouldn't be tzar balachayim. That's what the chinuch says. So when you pair up roommates, you pair up classmates, you have to pair up. If by animals the Torah is doicha, the Torah is careful, of course, amongst people. But the Even Ezra and the Balaturim says another svara. And that shows you how much care you have to have another person. They say the shur and the chamar should not be together plowing because the shur is malagera, chooses cud. The chamar doesn't. So therefore, when they're going to be plowing together two animals, the chamar will finish his meal and over. And he's going to be riding together with a shur, always chewing its cud. He's going to say, hey, that animal, my buddy over here, got much more food than I did. So it's going to make him feel bad. So therefore, you're not allowed to do this. You have to have this compassion for animals, not to make one animal feel bad. So this is a tremendous lesson. You have to care about everybody in your class. You have to care about who you're pairing up together. Make sure they all think alike, they behave alike, and everybody will have a great, successful year.